The story opens with our cute heroine, Chin San-rang, waiting in line for her interview at the most luxurious and popular hotel in Korea. On her way there, she might have crossed paths with a black cat because, as she is called for her interview, her heel breaks. However, she enters the room with a broken heel to show her dedication, and her charming smile makes her even more adorable. There is a drawback for her because she still needs to complete her graduation, and the candidates required for the job must be graduates. Despite this, she is here for an interview. When asked to play the piano, she imagines the performance and plays well, but the sound she produces is unlike the piano. After that, she moves to her friend Pyong's place. Kong Pyong is obsessed with clubs, so she suggests going to one after hearing Chin's interview story. Chin doesn't want to go, but she is dragged along and ends up enjoying the party with zeal and blacks out. They sleep late, and the next morning, Chin gets a call from King's Hotel. She is selected as an intern. Her friends jump with happiness. On the other hand, we see a guy jumping off a plane to reach his office on time. He lands safely on the rooftop but mistakenly lands on the wrong building, as informed by his subordinates. He ignores this and goes to the correct building. When work starts, a senior updates the rules for being a senior. Impressed with the expensive clothes and accessories, the senior is pissed off by his attitude, which resembles that of the landlord. Another intern, Rick, explains that this behavior is unsuitable for the job, but he doesn't care and shocks everyone with his plan. He is called by the seniors to print a document. He moves to accomplish the task but has never used the printer, so he doesn't know how it works. Sang arrives to help him, but the machine malfunctions. The senior also arrives and tells him to shake the tool. Following the senior's instructions, he causes the machine to explode, spreading black ink everywhere. The manager arrives and admonishes him for this. When he reveals himself as the chairman's only son, the manager is shocked and pleads for him to stay, but he has no intention and leaves. The manager then admonishes Sang for their attitude. Watching their interaction, he turns back and hires Sang for his service. At night, he is scolded by his father for creating a mess at the office. In resentment, he leaves the house, and his older sister, Hyo-ron, asks him to leave because everything belongs to her. He goes to King's Hotel for a peaceful night. She cunningly informs their father that he left without telling her anything. Meanwhile, Chin arrives at the hotel for her first day and learns about the importance of keeping a smile on her face at all times. Kim Soo-mei assigns her to work with the gym girl, who reveals that she will only be here for a month. Chin's constant smile irritates her because she has been there for many years and is tired of fake smiles. On the other hand, her friends face the same torture from the seniors. Kong has to share a room with her seniors, who do not permit her to use her mobile or stay long in the washroom. Pyong-hwa is compelled to have dinner with her senior, who is picky about the food. When she finally brings the food, her senior has already left. Meanwhile, he buys 2 shirts with a tiger print because he dislikes anyone wearing the same clothes as him. He asks Sang to prepare a passport because they are going to the UK. In the gym, a pervert is shouting while exercising and wearing the same tiger shirt. He gives the gym girl a letter of conversion, which disgusts her. Chin reads the letter and is pissed because the pervert wants to spend the night with her. In agony, she confronts him, who is wearing the tiger print and using a treadmill. Wearing hands-free, he cannot hear her, so Chin increases the speed, causing him to fall. She scolds him and warns him never to do this again. He continuously calls her, but she ignores him. At the same time, Hyo-ron arrives and asks him to leave because she doesn't want to see him in her hotel. He tells her not to mess with him, otherwise he will turn the game around. While surveying the gym, she notices Chin, whose smile always captivates her. She asks questions, receives accurate answers, and shows her command of English. Hyo-ron is impressed and promotes her to the lobby. The gym girl is astonished that she promotes a girl who is only an intern for a month, but Hyo-ron plans to keep her for a year because of her beautiful smile. Kim Soo-mei is jealous, but Chin proves her eligibility by showing her competency in many languages. He goes to the UK, and Chin immerses herself in her job. At night, Chin celebrates her 1-year anniversary with her friends at a club. Time passes and Chin earns the title of Best Intern. On the other hand, he starts his business in the UK without compromising on his clothes. Chin becomes involved in a relationship when a boy proposes to her. He earns his degree, and Chin becomes a full-time employee. One day, when he arrives at his antique palace, his butler hands him a parcel. It contains a record of Han Meso, which compels him to return to Korea, where he had sworn never to return. He tells Sang to go with him, and Sang readily agrees, without considering his family. At King's Hotel, Chin is giving a lecture on the importance of smiling. Kim arrives and tells her about a blunder because a guest wants to meet her. The guest is pleased to meet Chin because she made their morning special by playing music with joy. She hugs her at his house. Won is enjoying dinner with his family, where his father shares a wish for him to manage the family business. However, Hyo-ran is unsatisfied with this decision and asks their father to leave Won alone because he wants to concentrate on his studies. Their father is not ready to give him space, insisting that 7 years away from the family is enough. Won is happy to deal with hotel matters, which upsets Hyo-ran. When Won mentions their mother, it ruins the atmosphere. While returning to the hotel, Sang accompanies him and cheers him up like a true friend. Chin is with her friends, feeling unwell while they drink. Hong Hua's daughter arrives and fights with her mother for drinking and ruining her image. They reminisce about the days when they hung out and enjoyed parties. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the club's atmosphere becomes nostalgic, making them play like children. On his first day at the hotel, Won forgets his phone, and Sang goes to retrieve it. Soon, Won realizes that important documents are also missing. Kim is asked to find out who has an upset stomach. She apologizes for this task because she wants to use the restroom, but Kim compels her to deliver the documents. When she reaches Won's room, she runs to the restroom, where the walls can turn transparent. She is impressed and starts playing. When Won arrives, they are both shocked. Won turns around, and Chin turns the walls white. She feels embarrassed and doesn't unlock the door, but Won wants his phone, which is in Chin's hand. She has no option but to open the door and apologize. Seeing her face, Won recognizes her from the gym incident, but Chin doesn't recognize him and tries to escape. Humiliated, Won captures her and explains the previous incident, but Chin still considers him a pervert and apologizes for today's incident. However, she refuses to apologize for the gym incident. Watching her stubborn behavior, he asks her not to show her face to him again. Her smile pisses him off, and he gets into the elevator because he is a guest there. Won then moves to his sister, who is giving him a hard time by demanding the resume for a head manager. Sang asks Kim for dinner, and she eagerly agrees. Later, Won appears at the inaugural ceremony, and Chin has to give him a flower. Seeing him as the head manager, her mouth widens, and she tries to hide her face with the flower. While speaking, Won looks at people's faces, recalling how everyone smiled at him in the past, which makes him angry. He musters up the courage and gives a short speech, saying they will spend quality time together. After this, Chin is called to deliver the flower. Hiding her face, she presents the flower, but he recognizes her. With a fake smile, she welcomes him. When the inaugural ceremony ends, Sang and Chin are in Won's office. Sang is informed about a promo video he must shoot with Chin, a talented star. Sang moves forward, and Chin's class starts. Won explains that he can't excuse her for wearing the tiger shirt because he is not the pervert who wrote the letter to her. Knowing her fault, she apologizes, and Won asks her not to smile in front of him. He warns that he would kick her out if she dares to do so. Aside from this, Pyonghwa, an air hostess, saves her fellow who threw a passenger's coat. The passenger is angry, so Pyonghwa calms him down and takes responsibility. At the same time, in an expedition, a guy helps her. Meanwhile, Sang sits in front of Kim, who humiliates him because she wants to have dinner with the head manager, not him. Hearing this, Sang invites Chin to the royal dinner with Mr. Gu. Kim objects because she believes she should be there instead of Chin. Ignoring her, Sang takes Chin to dinner, where expensive meals are served. They celebrate Won's joining, and Chin makes a blunder by raising her voice. The chairman asks her to give a speech because she is a talented star. She gives an adorable speech and wins an expensive tuna fish. Won also shares his words, mentioning that he will eradicate fake smiles from King's Hotel. When everyone is busy, he calms down his sister, saying he has no intention of holding on to the business. He is only there for a specific reason, and once his task is accomplished, he will leave. Thus, she doesn't need to fear him. Comfortable, Chin leaves with the tuna gift. While returning home, Chin calls her grandmother about the tuna but finds her busy with a customer, so she hangs up. She then calls her boyfriend, who is with friends and doesn't bother to eat with her. He has forgotten their meeting the next day. Irritated that he isn't giving her importance, she disconnects the phone. As she is about to leave the bus, the tuna's head falls out of the box, creating a mess and causing everyone to shout. Chin struggles to keep the tuna in the box with her hand. When she arrives home, she is not daring enough to slice up the tuna. At the same time, Opyeon arrives, who loves tuna, so she cuts it, and Kong Pyong enjoys the tuna melting in her mouth. However, Chin, who is not interested in tuna, prefers noodles. She drops a bomb on their heads by revealing that the tuna is worth 700 million. Shocked, Pyong asks her to spit it out because she plans to sell it, but Chin reminds her that they have no connection to the aristocrats who can buy it. Therefore, they have no choice but to enjoy the dish. At the hotel, one sister warns him not to create trouble by coming home, which hurts him. He decides to stay at the hotel. Meanwhile, Chin is lost in thoughts of her happiness with her mother, and one is frustrated doing cardio at the gym. The following morning, Pyong gets promoted and is determined not to give her juniors a tough time. Kong becomes talented enough to deal with customers, compelling one to purchase glasses, showcasing her talent. Chin handles a rude guest who persistently demands an upgrade to the suite. Since this is against the rules, she is not allowed to do so. During their argument, one arrives and learns that the lady is unwilling to pay for the suite. He tells Chin to kick her out. The lady is angry but controls her temper to avoid ruining her image. Later, Chin argues with one about the suite. One asks Chin to deal with the guest intelligently and meet him in his office. When she arrives, she explains that uttering the word, apologize, can turn on the guest's angry mood, so they avoid it. One considers these rules ridiculous, but seniors make the rules, and she has no option but to follow them. While asking a question, he tells her not to inquire about his favorite color or weather. She is shocked because she doesn't know about the promo video. She will interview him on CNBC. Watching her shocked expression, one calls Sang, who doesn't bother to explain to the staff. They are ordered to follow one's commands without question. After hearing this, Chin takes her leave. At night, Chin has to climb many stairs, and her heel is injured. Her boyfriend, Gong Yunam, has brought her to a pleasant view. While she admires the view, Gong gets a call from his friend for a reunion. Chin is irritated because they just arrived, and now he wants to leave. Uncomfortable with strangers, she agrees to go only for him. When they reach there, his friends ignore her, and Gong is engrossed with them. Fed up, Chin decides to return home alone. They meet at the airport, preparing for the promo video. When one sees her, he is mesmerized by her beauty. His luggage hurts one of the men, who gets furious. To calm him down, one gives him a large sum of money, and the man treats one like his master. Upon arriving in Las Vegas, a sports car awaits one. Chin is very impressed because it's her favorite car, but unfortunately, one doesn't allow her to sit in it, so they take a taxi to the hotel. At the hotel, they marvel at the mesmerizing view. The chairman asks one to give his best, and his sister informs someone that they have arrived for the film. As she prepares, Chin glances at the script, noticing it has changed. She looks at one, who appears strikingly handsome. She is engrossed in his handsome personality. As he sits, the interview starts, and all questions are inclined toward his mother and the memories he spent with her as a child. Everyone is watching the television because Guan isn't an ordinary personality. His sister is also watching the show with a sarcastic smile. However, these questions trigger past traumas, and Guan leaves the interview while it is still on air. Luckily, Chin manages the live interview calmly and engages the audience with other topics. Outside, Guan tries to calm himself and realizes who is behind this. On the other hand, Ms. Gu is happy to see the live coverage, believing her trick has worked to ruin the promotional video. But Guan returns and discards all the questions, turning the audience's attention to the enchanting natural view of the sunset. They continue talking about the sunset, giving off natural, admirable vibes throughout the interview. The footage goes on air in just a few minutes, becoming a hot social media topic. After the shoot, Chin warns him not to create obstacles in her way because, while he can easily navigate this matter, she has to suffer a lot. However, Chin can't imagine she has also triggered his main weakness. Just then, Sang arrives and informs them about tomorrow's shoot, which is based on the theme of love. Not considering the situation, Guan orders to wind up tomorrow's shoot in 1 hour. At night, Guan is sad, remembering his mother. A broken pocket watch, revealed to be a gift from her, is the reason he keeps it with him all the time. Aside from this, Payan Sr. scolds her for being 3 pounds overweight and asks her to go on a diet. Her senior refuses Ru Woon's suggestion to check her weight because he looks fit. Ru Woon then asks his senior to check her weight as well since she is part of the team. Ignoring his suggestion, she walks away. Ru Woon consoles her by calling her beautiful, and Payan gifts him a scarf for his mother. The following day, Chin and Guan are out for the second day's shoot. The theme is smiling and making hearts, the most challenging task for Guan. Instead of smiling, he can only smirk, and the editor is responsible for making it look like a smile. On the other hand, Chin is doing a terrific job, giving a $1 million smile. Moving on, the boat day arrives, and they have to pick a fish and show how they use natural ingredients in their hotel. During this shoot, Guwon has to catch a fish and pretend it is heavy because the editor has decided to make it look bigger with his editing skills. As a result, Guwon throws the little fish into the water, tired of the job. Meanwhile, Daewoo has become a strict manager again because the staff needs to do chores more carefully. However, she is still kind to them, bringing their favorite treats. Meanwhile, the boats of Chin and Guwon stop working in the middle of the water, leaving them stuck. Guwon wants to reach the hotel as soon as possible, but the boat owner refuses to take them back. Instead, he takes them to an island. Guwon is scared to see such a haunted place at night. They find a worn-out cottage to spend the night in. This cottage is probably the best hotel, but Guwon is scared of the old weeping sounds. He pretends not to be afraid, and Chin challenges him to take the lead. When he walks ahead and sees an old woman near the cottage, he faints. Consequently, Chin takes him to the hotel where they meet an old couple. When Guwon awakes, he is again terrified by the couple holding knives, but soon his misunderstanding clears up. The old couple assumes they are a couple, but they straightforwardly say no. To serve their guests, the old couple offers them wine, which they take a lot of. Overloaded with drinks, they pass derogatory remarks to each other. Drunk, Chin reveals it hurts to bring a smile to her face even when she is sad or hurt. After a heartfelt moment, Guwon feels butterflies in his stomach, but they soon fall asleep. The following day, Chin finds out they're sleeping in one room separated by a curtain. She freaks out, but Guwon manages to calm her. Through the window, they enjoy magnificent views. When Guwon is seated outside, an old man arrives and asks him to give Chin a ride on the bike because they can only explore the island this way. Guwon offers Chin a ride, and she agrees, not wanting to miss the chance. They spend the ride enjoying the island's scenery. When they return, the old couple turns out to be frauds, demanding a huge amount. Although Guwon is ready to pay because money is nothing to him, he doesn't have a credit card. He wants to pay them through mobile. At the same time, the sailor who lied about the boat malfunction and their son arrive. They play along and present a long list of receipts, but Chin saves money with her excellent analytical skills. Guwon is impressed by her smartness but thinks she shouldn't argue with them since he is ready to pay. Chin tells him about the importance of money, and he prefers not to argue because she is right. They return home, and Guwon's father scolds him for being reckless during the interview. Guwon, however, is unconcerned about the interview and inquires about his mother. Ignoring his question, his father emphasizes the importance of the business. Guwon insists on knowing about his mother. Seeing his stubbornness, his father leaves, and Ms. Gu asks Guwon to pack his bag because he needs to leave. Guwon clarifies that he has no intention of living there. He is only there for essential work, so she shouldn't create childish traps to spoil his interview. At the hotel, the staff praises Chin for managing everything efficiently. The chairman arrives and commends her talent, promoting her to the king, the most prestigious floor of the hotel. She is now working with the most senior staff. Sitting in the office, Guwon smiles for the first time at pictures of Chin genuinely smiling. He also runs a psychological test, proving he has a crush on her because he can't stop watching and thinking about her. The app suggests he share his feelings, so he follows the suggestion and goes to see her. Guwon looks at her secretly and brings her favorite snack to share his feelings. He is about to confess, but Chin's old boyfriend appears and hugs her before she can repel him. Guwon watches from a distance and leaves. After Guwon leaves, her boyfriend apologizes but doesn't know why he asks for forgiveness. Listening to this, she gets pissed off because he is repeating the same mistake by repeatedly saying sorry. He also has no time to listen to her in isolation because he wants to meet a maid. After convincing her, she realizes she can't continue her relationship with him. Shin finally breaks up with her not-so-happening boyfriend because he is always busy with his friends. Even now, instead of apologizing, he is busy taking their calls. In wrath, Chin walks away. Meanwhile, Guwon can't believe he is jealous of her boyfriend and throws out a gift on the road. Unfortunately, a policeman stops him and asks him to pick it up. Guwon starts ranting about his lost love, and they both relate to each other because their stories are similar. Both have a crush on a pretty girl with a beautiful smile. The police officer warns him to be careful because, being rich and inexperienced in love, he can be easy prey. However, Guwon doesn't believe him. On the other hand, Chin visits her grandma to cheer up. Serving the best food and love is the medicine for all her bruises. At her grandmother's hotel, everyone calls her daughter-in-law, and she takes it lightly and enjoys herself. Both grandmother and Shin spend quality time together, and she shares about her breakup. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Royal Hotel celebrates their victory because they have beaten King the Land's hotel. However, the chairman scolds both Go-won and Ms. Gu for not taking responsibility for generating reviews, as their competitors have won the #1 award. They both need to work on the popularity and revenues of the King hotels. Ms. Gu takes responsibility and asks her stepbrother to stay out of this business. While Go-won needs to focus on hotel revenues, he keeps thinking of Chin's smile. In King the Land, Chin has been promoted and dresses up in the new uniform under the command of the floor manager. She takes her to Go-won's room, and he is stunned to see her in the new uniform. Although he likes her, he still scolds her for being less sophisticated. Chin has no choice but to listen to her boss, so she ignores him. After they leave, Sang reads Go-won's mind and teases him, resulting in Go-won bluntly kicking him out of the office. When Chin reaches the VIP floor, everyone except the manager does not welcome her. They are jealous because she has only a 2-year graduate certificate and has been working with them while they all have completed full graduation years. Despite their derogatory remarks, Chin responds with a smile. Meanwhile, Ms. Gu visits the stores and airlines to mark things up and make some changes. She takes her task seriously, a sign from her father. She replaces staff and makes amendments to double the sales. Go-won conducts a meeting to discuss sales, and Chin is supposed to attend. The whole time, he keeps staring at her and nodding to the manager's suggestions. He asks them to prepare suggestions for increasing revenue. In the room, he texts Chin, but she never replies. He waits for her reply, doing exercises and playing, but there is no response. He calls her, but she doesn't answer. She is busy with Pion, who is depressed about how to double sales. She hangs up, thinking it is a wrong number. Both have double duty and are considered lucky to know very well how to deal with customers with flowery language. However, Dog Yul is busy dealing with her toxic in-laws who are never satisfied and keep asking for food. She even asks her husband for help, but he refuses because he is busy at a meeting. The following day, Go-won asks Chin for dinner, but she refuses. She teases him enough to blow his mind. He inquires in a sophisticated manner, but she still denies it because it's awkward for her to go with him alone. He gives up on asking and lets Sang take her to dinner at any cost. During the dinner, an arrogant pervert colleague harasses Pion, but she deals with it. Pion continuously denies his offer and ignores him, but he threatens her. She doesn't take him seriously and concentrates on her work. Luckily, Ru-woon steps in and asks her for dinner. Initially, she denies it, but he convinces her. They enjoy a beautiful dinner, and he confesses his feelings for her. She tries to deflect his feelings toward her colleague, but he persists. Sang invites the staff for a welcome dinner. Go-won is not amused to see all of them because he was expecting only Chin. Things get awkward when he treats Chin like a child and offers her special treatment. Since Chin doesn't eat fish, he calls a master chef from the Japanese hotel to cook steak. When she doesn't touch the food, he asks Sang to serve her. Embarrassed, she starts eating before Sang can serve her like a child. After dinner, she calls him out and asks him to avoid her for the upcoming days because she doesn't want to get noticed in the hotel. When she reaches home, her friends celebrate her birthday with a cake and decide to celebrate with their best friend. They give her a nightie, thinking she is still in a relationship, but she reveals she has broken up with him. They start dancing to cheer her up. In Go-won's office, Ms. Gu finds the broken pocket watch and teases Go-won for being nerdy by conducting a meeting without her permission. She also taunts him about his mother's past, triggering past traumas and making him cry silently. This watch was broken by Ms. Gu when he was a kid. She threw the watch out of the window, considering it trash, and told him that his mother would not return. Later, he tries to find a record from 1989 but can't find the file. He doesn't want to disclose the employee's name but wants all the records. Meanwhile, Chin's old boyfriend comes in with flowers to patch up, but she rudely throws him out. She can't be with a person who doesn't value her, so she has decided to keep her distance. With a broken heart, she is crying and reaches a spot to spill her emotions. Luckily, Go-won finds her and rescues her with an umbrella as it is pouring rain. He claims it to be his special spot. As Chin tries to leave, she trips and falls into Go-won's strong arms. That's all for this part. Comment below if you want to see another part and don't forget to subscribe.